Hey guys, how you doing? Kulprit here, and today I'm talking about a topic that's kind of near and dear to my heart: suppression. As you guys know, if you've been with me for a while, I've done quite a few videos on suppression. Some controversial. We've had a lot of dialogue back and forth. Some people obviously hate suppression. Some people like suppression. I am in the like camp. I enjoy suppression as a mechanic. I agree with. I think even the people that support suppression all agree it needed to be tweaked. It needed to be worked on. Specifically, the random deviation, the bullet deviation of your gun when you're under suppression had to go. There was no place for your gun to defy physics when you're under suppression. Where no matter where you stood, you were kind of in agreement with that. I felt that Battlefield 4 gave DICE a very good opportunity to make suppression an enhancement of the Battlefield series, whereas in Battlefield 3 the jury was out because we had very different iterations of suppression in Battlefield 3. It changed quite a bit. And I felt like Battlefield 4 was a chance now, with all that data they had, all that feedback, to make it, again, a core mechanic of Battlefield now, and it's something that really sets it apart from a lot of other games. And for me, and I know when I play with my buddies in a squad, it is a tool we use. It's a tool I use. I actively use it, and I think it definitely enhances my play, my squad play, and Battlefield as a whole. So let's talk about what we knew about suppression moving into Battlefield 4. What had already been announced is that they would be enhancing suppression on the light machine guns, which are exclusive to the support class. They were also, in addition, going to decrease the suppression on all other weapons. So in essence, what they're doing is they are making the support class the suppression class. Now, no, you can use all kit weapons like the carbines and things like that. Sure. But if you're going to run support, you're going to want to run an LMG. The problem with Battlefield 3 is LMGs were kind of the stepchild of Battlefield 3. They didn't really have a purpose. They didn't really do anything well. The best thing about an LMG is you could spray and pray for days because it had a huge magazine, or, whatever. It didn't suppress any better than a lot of other weapons, really. It didn't have better accuracy than anything. It didn't have stopping power necessarily. It just kind of, it was there, and it had a big bullet pool. That was it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed using them, but I'm saying in a competitive environment, when you're trying to win, you're tryharding. Even if you took support, usually you take like the A as Val. So something had to be done, and I think by enhancing suppression on the LMG is a clear buff. And then you're not only buffing the suppression, now you're setting it even further apart because you're decreasing suppression on everything else. Clearly, squads are going to be more likely to take an LMG with a support guy, both for the ammo as well as for the suppressing effect. Now, let's get right to the quote of what they told us today about the new suppression. Quote from DICE: "We are increasing the suppression effect of light machine guns, which are exclusive to the support kit, while other weapons are less suppressive. Additionally, we've decreased suppression at close range to ensure that close quarters battles always focus sharply on player skills. Besides changing the visual effects of suppression, we're also replacing the accuracy penalty in Battlefield 3 with a scope sway effect, similar to what snipers get in Battlefield 3 while suppressed. A skilled, focused player can keep his aim on target and get hits, even while under the effects of suppression." That's awesome. And if I could toot my own horn, that's very, 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 very similar to what I've said needed to be done in previous videos. So basically here, what are they doing? Now they do mention in here that we've decreased, well, they said, where is it? Besides changing visual effects of suppression. Well, I haven't played Battlefield 4. I know some guys that have. I'll have to go ask them about this. But so that interests me. How have they, kind of changed the visual effects? That would be interesting to see. But beyond that, the two big things that stand out to me clearly are they have decreased suppression at close range, so close range firefights are more about skill and less about who fires first. So you're running around a corner, you come one-on-one with another guy, no matter what weapons you're carrying, suppression is not really going to be a factor in that gunfight, and I think that's great. Suppression is not as much a factor. You're going to have adrenaline coming in, oh shit, I'm going to live or die here, and I think that's great. Let's make it skill-based. Now, I've argued why, those who fire first should have an advantage in these things as far as suppression in Battlefield 3, but let's just make that moot. Let's just make it skill-based. I think that's great. I'm looking forward to this. Secondly, they're replacing the accuracy penalty with a scope sway. Basically, what it is, it's gonna make you less able to aim. It's gonna make it harder to aim and be pinpoint. Now, I've argued before that I felt suppression should be more about visual effects, and maybe hearing and things like this, the kind of sensory effect. They're taking it a little further. They're putting a little actual physical sway on your weapon. This is going to be all about balance. It's going to be all about implementation, as everything I've spoken about with Battlefield 4 is. It's clearly going to come down to the execution of DICE and how they balance these things. But as a concept, this is okay. As long as when I put my crosshairs, if I fight through that suppression and I fight through that scope sway and I get my crosshairs in the middle of that guy's chest, that damn well better be where my bullet goes. That's it. I don't want these magic, physics-defying guns. That was just such a bad idea, frankly. And it was very, 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 very frustrating. As you all know, I don't need to tell you that. I am very happy with these changes. Like everything, concepts always look good on paper. It's all going to be about how they execute and they implement it. But I think here, even if they are a little off, these movements on suppression are going to be an overall gain for the player base. And I'm excited to use it. I'm excited to use suppression. I'm excited to use support kit in order to use suppression and LMGs as a tool. I think suppression will have a big effect, but it will be able to be handled by a skilled player on the other end. You're not going to just have to lay down prone and wait for the bullets to go away and the blurry screen and then go about your business. You are actually going to be able to counterattack someone, which I think is great, and that's how it should have been. So what do you guys think? Are you guys excited to see these changes? I know there's going to be some of you that are still going to just hope that suppression was taken out. It's not. It's here to stay. They obviously like it, and they think it's a core concept of their game. So I think you should just probably get used to it if you plan on playing Battlefield. Once again, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you stick around and check out my thoughts on Battlefield 4 as it comes out. And like always, guys, have a great day.